No, because one of my consultants in Close Encounters was the former head of Project UFO, the Air Force investigation. It was a federally funded. The Air Force was investigating, these anomalies in the sky, and J. Allen Hynek worked for them until he sent to the Air Force on those sightings he had investigated and could not explain. When he sensed there was a cover-up of even his efforts to investigate, and he quit Project UFO, went into the private sector, and he consulted with me about Close Encounters. And he was very helpful because I introduced him to some people that had close encounters of their own. Now, here's the thing that I just want to say right now. I've made Close Encounters, I've made E.T. I'm about to see Disclosure Day very soon, June 12th, it comes out. I'm really into this. Why haven't I seen anything? My friends have seen UFOs now called UAPs. I made a movie called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I haven't even had a close encounter of the first or second kind. Where's the justice of that?
Have you considered that?
Listening out there, I'm talking to you.
And showing themselves to you? You don't seem to be afraid of the idea of aliens. You don't seem to be are there things that you are afraid of? What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid of any aliens, there or here. I have no fears about that whatsoever. I think our movie does, take into consideration, without giving too much away, the social dislocation that could occur, theologically, if we announce that there is evidence, not only evidence, there is interaction that has been going on for decades that we are not just now finding out about. It's going to cause a disruption in a lot of belief systems, but I don't think it is a lethal disruption at all.
I've been thinking about your films and their relationship to technology. And a lot of contemporary filmmakers, celebrated filmmakers, have been spending a lot of time making period pieces in the last 15 years. And the reason they cite for that frequently is smartphones. That there's something essentially uncinematic about someone looking at their phone. And you've been making some period pieces, and recently the Disclosure Day seems to be contemporary. Just kind of curious if you've heard about that.
I haven't made a lot of contemporary. Most of my films do take place in the past. A couple of the future, like Disclosure Day and Minority Report. No, I don't do a lot of contemporary stories. I'm really drawn like a magnet to history. So I love history. I love reading biography, and history was the only subject I was any good at in school, actually. It really was. So that's my fascination, inspired by my dad, who loved history himself. My dad was a science fiction reader, he also was a history reader. He brought me into the importance of reading biography and stories about, the Holocaust or the Civil War, but I don't, in a way that I don't, nothing's anathema about present day stories for me, but I just found so much richness in stories about the past.